Federal government expresses commitment to containing crude oil theft and pipeline vandalism.
Curb the menace of crude oil theft and pipeline vandalism in the United States.
Reactions trail Supreme Court judgments affirming elections of Kogi, Bayelsa, and Imo State governors. A last member of National Youth Service Corps kidnapped in Zamfara State regained freedom. Hello and thank you for joining us on the news at 11 on Nta News24. I am Charles Alpha. Justice Kudirat Kekerekun has been sworn in as the acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, succeeding Justice Olukayode Ariwola, who just retired from service. President Bola Tinubu administered the oath of office on Justice Kekerekun, who emerged the second female Chief Justice of Nigeria at the Council Chamber of the State House, and our correspondent Musbah Denwahab reports.
After a short private visit to France, President Bola Tinubu was back in town right in good time. There should be no vacuum on the highest bench in the land. 66-year-old Justice Kudirat Kekerekun is a perfect match, being the next most senior justice of the Apex Court as recommended by the National Judicial Council, NJC. The jurist started a legal career in Lagos as a private lawyer in 1985, appointed as senior magistrate grade 2 in Lagos State Judiciary in 1989, and later became a judge of the High Court of same state in 1996. Elevated to the Court of Appeal in 2004 and to the Supreme Court of Nigeria as the 5th female justice of the court in 2013, Justice Kekerekun is apparently not just small for the position. Seemingly convinced by her capabilities, President Tinubu implored her to uphold the sanctity of the judiciary and promote the rule of law.
Let me also reassure you that the judiciary under this administration will continue to receive prompt and adequate attention in recognizing its status as a driver of social order, rule of law, peace, security, and economic development. I therefore urge your Lordship to be faithful and loyal to the Constitution when discharging your duty as Acting Chief Justice of Nigeria.
The acting CJN is coming in when observers expect the repositioning of the judiciary for better administration of justice. She's certainly aware of the challenge and promised to take the arm of government to higher heights.
I believe that there will be cooperation because we all want to see a better judiciary. A better judiciary is for the benefit of the entire nation. Whatever the shortcomings that we see today, we are all members of the society. So if we want to see improvement, let the improvement start with each and every one of us. And then we'll also be more particular about the process of appointment. I know it gives a lot of concern, discipline on the bench, at the bar as well. All these things are aspects that we will look into. And I believe that by the grace of God, at the end of my tenure, we will have a judiciary we can all be proud of.
Indeed, very excited. We're very, very excited. First, because we have not kept any vacuum, in our democracy, and that's the beauty of it. Yesterday We had a former CJN step down, haven't attained, the statutory age. And within 24 hours, we've seen the beauty of our democracy. Mr. President himself had to stop his own trip to ensure that, governance and democracy does not stop.
As the acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, everyone knows her for her competence, most importantly, for her moral rectitude, for her character, for her firmness, and I expect to see some institutional reforms during the tenure.
Justice Kudirat Kekereekun will continue in acting capacity until a confirmation by the Senate, when she would also become the next chairman of the National Judicial Council. From the State House, Musbau Nanwahab, Nta News.
And President Bola Tinubu congratulates Mr. Tayo Akimade Ayinde, a Chief of Staff to Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, as he marks his 60th birthday. The President commends Ayinde for his diligence and dedication, which he demonstrated while working as his chief detail during his time as Governor of Lagos State. In a statement, the President notes that Ayinde, an accountant, has brought the same zeal and exemplary devotion to duty to his job as Governor, Sanwo-Olu's Chief of Staff. President Tinubu congratulates the Lagos Chief of Staff on the milestone and wishes him long life and robust health. Now, it was a day of happiness for 7 governors as the Supreme Court affirms the victory of Kogi Governor Usman Ododo, Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, and Doyetiri of Bayelsa at the 2023 governorship elections.
Those were supporters of Kogi State Governor Usman Ododo, jubilating after the Supreme Court affirmed their governor's victory at the 2023 governorship election. Following his loss to Ododo at the November 2023 election, his opponent, Murtala Ajaka of the Social Democratic Party (SDP), approached the tribunal and later the appeal court, where both courts dismissed his case. Now, the Supreme Court in its judgment held that allegations of age falsification and certificate forgery pleaded by Ajaka were pre-election matters and therefore not justiciable in this case. Delivering judgment on the Bayelsa governorship appeal, the Apex Court dismissed appeal of APC's Timipri Silva, thereby upholding incumbent governor Doyediri. On the appeal filed by Samuel Anyanwu of the PDP challenging appeal court's affirmation of Imo Governor Hope Uzodinma, the Apex Court dismissed Anyanwu's appeal for lacking in merit.
Today again, Governor Doyediri has won.
The Supreme Court has finally put a seal on the very robust and serious mandate that the people of Imo State gave to Chief Hope Uzodinma.
The Supreme Court delivered the judgment and held that the appeal lacks merit and is dismissed.
These judgments have ended the process of litigation on disputes from the last governorship elections in the 3 states.
Now, meanwhile, Governor Usman Ahmed Ododo of Kogi State has offered an olive branch to all aggrieved parties in the outcome of the November 2023 governorship election in the state. Governor Ododo, while reacting to the affirmation of his victory by the Supreme Court in Abuja, says it is now time to focus on the only thing that would move Kogi State and its citizens forward.
We have always extended the olive branch to them to come and join me to move Kogi State forward. Kogi State remains our state, and we want to come together on round table to discuss the affair of our dear state. You see, it is not a personal war, it is not a personal fight, it is a contestation to hold power on behalf of the people, to serve them, and that is just it.
Dedicated his victory to God and appreciated the judiciary for remaining as the last hope of the common man. In the same development, the political camp of Bayelsa State Governor Senator Doye Diri and Bayelsans received with jubilation the governor's victory at the Apex Court over the legal dispute that arose from the November 2023 Bayelsa State Governorship election. Timi Nepre Ohia captured this and filed in the report.
It has been months of litigation arising from the November 2023 Bayelsa State Governorship election that brought in Doye Diri and Lawrence Urujakwo tickets for the second time. Following the Supreme Court's judgment upholding the election, there was wild jubilation in Government House. You may call it David dance, as the Deputy Governor Lawrence Urujakwo danced on hearing the Supreme Court's judgment dismissing the appeal filed by the All Progressive Congress APC. The judgment has triggered wide jubilation among Governor Diri's supporters as a validation of his mandate, which they see as essential for continuing governance without further distractions.
This is a testament that actually Bayelsas voted for our governor, a miracle governor, and today we have all been vindicated. We are happy that the court case will be laid to rest. And this is now time for the governor to concentrate and actually do what we have promised during our campaigns.
I'm so happy. We are praying. We believe God. We believe in the governor. We believe in what he has done and he will do again. For choosing the women, for loving the women. We are happy that we have won. We were praying and getting happy. We're thanking God that he has won.
First, we want to thank the judiciary for doing their work, for not listening to the wrong side and doing the right work. We want to appreciate them and want to thank them. And secondly, we want to thank all the people of Bayelsa for supporting our brother, because we know that it was total vote for supporting us, and I assure them that it's not going to disappoint them.
They, however, say the victory is a testament of the acceptance of the governor and called on the opposition to join him and build Bayelsa State. In Yenagua, Timinit or here, Nta News.
Now, in other news, President Bola Tinubu has reiterated federal government's commitment to containing crude oil theft and pipeline vandalism to improve the nation's crude oil production defense. Correspondent Ismail Musa reports that the president, who was represented by the Vice President Kashim Shettima, stated this at the graduation of Course 32 at the National Defense College.
This symbolic ceremony signifies the graduation and confirmation of fellowship of the National Defense College on these 11 officers, mostly from the Nigerian Armed Forces, paramilitary, strategic civilian agencies, and 19 others from allied countries. The event marks the end of 11-month course at the National Defense College Abuja, the Nigerian Apex Military Training Institution. The Vice President Kashim Shettima charged the graduates to develop applicable solutions to combat state and regional security challenges, stressing that the federal government is committed to further secure the nation.
We are also working tirelessly to curb the menace of crude oil theft and pipeline vandalism in the Niger Delta. I have also charged the defense headquarters and other security agencies with curbing the menace of crude oil theft as soon as possible. This will no doubt boost oil production and achieve our desired economic stability. We will continue proactively intervening in matters that benefit our citizens. Recently, we have made significant strides in addressing some of these challenges. We have implemented a new national minimum wage, which will benefit not only civilian workers but also personnel of the Nigerian Armed Forces and other security agencies.
The National Defense College has for the past 32 years championed the development of a research-based approach to addressing emerging threats.
The mission of this college is to develop future leaders sufficiently equipped with the requisite knowledge and analytical skills necessary to harness the instruments of national power in a dynamic defense and security environment.
For these 111 officers and civilian participants from strategic government agencies who are now fellows of the National Defense College Abuja, the event is a transition to a higher level of command and control. From the National Defense College in Abuja, Ismail Musa, Nta News.
We will take a quick break now. Please stay with us. Now, small and medium enterprises in Kwara State have received economic boosts as 1,000 women petty traders in the state have been presented 50,000 naira each to support their businesses and overcome various economic challenges. This was at the instance of Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, through her Renewed Hope Initiative Economic Empowerment Program. Aisha reports.
The population of women in Nigeria, according to World Bank's collection of development indicators, was reported to be between 45 and 49% in 2024. Many Nigerian women contribute to the country's gross domestic products through petty trading in various markets. It is in a bid to grow their businesses and allow them to overcome various challenges that the Renewed Hope Initiative Economic Empowerment Program of Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, is giving 50,000 naira each to 1,000 women petty traders in Kwara State. Represented by the wife of the Kwara State Governor, Mrs. Olufolake Abdulrazak, Senator Oluremi Tinubu told the market women that the Renewed Hope Initiative Economic Program will continue to support them and their businesses through timely cash intervention and food palliatives to cushion the effects of the current economic challenges in the country.
By empowering women economically, it's not just a moral imperative, but a strategic one. When women thrive, their families thrive, and by extension, our communities and nation prosper.
A lot of petty traders are finding it very difficult to sustain their business in this current situation that we are in. This 50,000 will allow them to pull this money into their working operational costs.
Go a long way in assisting our market women, especially traders in the states, most especially PWDs, women with disabilities in the states.
Some of the beneficiaries were presented with checks of 50,000 naira to kickstart the payment. Aisha Abubakar Yahaya, NTA News.
From the downtrodden to the elderly, the First Lady's Renewed Hope Initiative has been impacting lives across Nigeria since its commencement. This time, it is the turn of women petty traders, 1,000 per state. Ismail Musa has a compilation of some of the 50,000 naira recapitalization in some parts of the country. All right, the report will be brought to you as soon as it is ready. We move on now to the Nigerian Hydrological Service Agency, which has now issued an urgent warning to members of the public regarding the rising water levels of the River Niger system. Agency says the development is attributed to upstream activities in Niger and Mali, with reports from the Niger Basin Authority in Niamey, Niger Republic, but confirms that dams from these countries are not currently spilling waters from their reservoirs. Director General of the agency, Omar Mohammed, in the warning message explained that floodwaters from these countries are gradually moving towards Nigeria, starting with Kebbi State, and the agency will continue to monitor the situation closely and provide regular updates to the public. He stated that further, the risk of flooding is expected to peak by the end of August and into September, urging states and communities along the River Niger system to remain vigilant even as dam operators of Kenji and Jeba, situated on the river Niger, have been properly informed and are on standby. And Nigeria is keeping vigilance and strengthening surveillance, especially at entering points, as monkey pox continues to be a public health emergency at continental and international fronts. In the Mpox epidemiological summary of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the country still has no record of death from Mpox, but recording mild increase in cases. Total confirmed cases now stand at 39 out of over 800 suspected ones in 33 states, including the FCT. Giving an update after a national Mpox briefing with stakeholders and partners in Abuja, the NCDC Director General Dr. Jide Idris and World Health Organization WHO country representative Dr. Walter Kazati Mulumbo gave insight on ongoing national response and interventions to control and prevent its spread.
In about 12 or 13 states, a number of them within the south, southeast, some in Lagos, some in Ogun, and up north there, the central. And the distribution again, and our plans now are to target those states so that you can reduce the number of, you can actually carry out active surveillance to detect more cases. But because of the spread, what is happening, we need to increase the number of laboratories we're going to use again to test. All the cases we have here are the clade 2B type.
As we know, it's an exceptional level of alertness where some kind of international coordination is required. And of course, Nigeria is not high risk, it's moderate risk. But we need to continue to remain vigilant because with cases reported as far as Europe or Asia, and Nigeria is not it's not safe until this overall event is safe. So we'll continue to work with the government to strengthen public health measures that are needed to control the outbreak.
The country expects 10,000 doses of vaccines from the United States. The NCDC advises citizens to adhere to proven infection prevention measures. The National Youth Service Corps has secured the release of the last of the 8 Zamfara kidnapped Corps members. Solomon Daniel, a Director General of the NYSC Brigadier General Yushau Ahmed, stated this while briefing newsmen in Abuja. Alain Joe reports that the Corps members were kidnapped on the 17th of August 2023 on their way to Sokoto from Uyo, the Akwa Ibom state capital. Applauding the joint efforts of security operatives in securing their release, the Director General said no ransom was paid. He stated that the release Corps members had to undergo rehabilitation at the military hospital facility.
August 24, we rescued the last person, who is Solomon Daniel Bassi. He is here with us. NYSC policy on Corps members not to travel at night is still in force.
Priority placed on Corps members' welfare and security. The rescued Corps members, while narrating their ordeal, expressed appreciation to the NYSC and the Nigerian Army for their safe release.
For me to see, but all the same, I am thankful to God Almighty.
I want to say thank you to our DG and also the Army for having passed through thicks and thorns to rescue us.
Corps member Solomon Daniel, who spent his entire national service year in the den of the kidnappers, he will be given his NYSC discharge certificate. And this is where we end the news. Many thanks for being part of it. I am Charles Alpha.